Hey, everybody. Those of you that are here with us live, and for those of you that are going to be listening to the recording, welcome to Tuesday Night Happy Hour. And our plan tonight is to discuss some happy moments in our lives in this business. And happy moments in our lives in this business are usually when you can bring happiness to somebody else, whether it's about their health or whether it's about helping them with their financial health. And so what I thought would be kind of cool is for us to discuss just various ways that people meet other people and introduce them to what we do. So I'm going to turn it over to Barb to kind of lead the discussion. And
feel free to interrupt me, as you always do. Okay. So, when I became a health coach and a personal trainer, my passion was to provide incredible service to people. And one of the first things I had to figure out is, how do I get clients? How do I build my business? And one of the things that I loved about the Get Fit 21 program, when I was introduced to it long after I had my career as a personal trainer and a health coach, was that there was an infrastructure and there was an offering that seemed to be so much more affordable to the majority of people than my private one-on-one coaching. So I was really excited to share it with a lot of people. And I find that when people come into our program, into our business with that same passion, they are excited to figure out all the different ways that they can share this. And it's so common that the very first thing they're going to do is to share it with their family or their friends. And I thought that it would be really great to go just inches beyond that and see what happens when you share this with your family and friends, and how you can grow your business by sharing the Get Fit 21 program or the Unicity products, or even share the business opportunity with potential partners. So tonight is going to be an idea sharing evening where people are going to share some of their best strategies. I invited a couple people just to share what they are doing. I asked them to think about it in advance because I wanted to be sure that they shared some details. And the first person I wanted to basically interview is Janelle. Janelle, can you take yourself off mute? And hi. Janelle is a Reiki master who loves to help people and was not working as a health coach, but she was interested in becoming one. And when she and I put together her original strategy, we decided that after she did the Get Fit 21 program with me one time, that then she would become a coach and she would now start to invite people. And Janelle, what month was that you started to invite people?
Well, I did the first program, I believe it was in October. So I think it was November then I.
November. And you invited one person, right?
Yes, my niece. Yeah.
It was your niece, Kim. And
yeah.
She had a successful experience. And what happened after that? What happened for the December Get Fit 21?
Then I invited Andrea, my best friend, and she wanted something to keep her accountable. So, yeah. And then
it took her, 2 or 3 times to invite 2 people. So, and then talk about Andrea's results and what happened because of that.
Her sugars, she was on 3 pills and her sugars kept dropping down. Her diabetes, sorry, her diabetes, she had diabetes. And she'd go down to 2 pills and then she called me one day. Of course, we're in Canada and our rates are different. But anyway, it was like 2, and I'm like, whoa, like you need to call the doctor. So she did, and then they said, well, you know, you're fine. You can take them off. And she's gone on to 1 since. But it was amazing. You know, we were so excited. Yeah.
So here you've
So-
helped your best friend, you've helped your niece, and then what began to happen after that?
Well, I was posting it on Facebook, you know, like about the program and the results, and Andrea was commenting, you know, about the diabetes, and then people just started, like, through Andrea's testimony, started coming on, you know, and then plus putting it on Facebook, other people seen it, and so then it just started growing, yeah.
So
And then
people
Sherry
asked, what are you doing? Because you showed pictures,
Mhm,
talked
mhm.
about her success, and then it kind of snowballed, didn't it?
It did.
So
It did. Yeah.
when you help people, they can't keep it a secret.
No.
When did
I think January we had 12.
so she had 2 people in December, and January she had 12. That's what you call snowballing. And it was because she shared real results. And then the results started to be ridiculously exciting. One of the people was a really good friend of Andrea's, right? Is Sherry a good friend of Andrea's?
No, she's just on Facebook. Yeah,
Okay, so
she's
she
just
saw
on
it.
our Facebook. Yeah.
You know, timing is everything. And Sherry, over the last 3 months, has lost how much weight?
She's down 59 pounds now.
3 months of doing Get Fit 21, down 59 pounds, and how many inches? Like,
I think she's 23.
and so
Like
this is a
23
woman
inches.
who had a lot of weight to lose. And so when somebody loses that much weight and that many inches, you've got to take their before and after pictures, and you posted those. And then what happened? More people joined, right?
Yes. And I tell the clients to keep their clothes, always wear the same clothes in their
With the same
picture,
clothes in the pictures.
so you can see it, you know. And then after those pictures started, then more and more people.
So it's a little bit hard to hear you. You're breaking up. I want to share one of the things that Janelle has done as she's grown her group. In addition to running her group online through the Facebook group, where there are other coaches coaching with me, so that's a lot of people, she is running her own WhatsApp group, like a text group or Facebook Messenger group, whatever it is, where she's where they have their own conversations. And so she's giving extra support there, and it's creating friendships. And then it was, what was it, 2 months ago, you heard about Nita Bright, who had a walking group?
Oh, yes, yes.
And then she posted on Facebook that she was going to meet up with a group of people to start walking. And now these women are walking together. So what Janelle did is organically create a community. Some of these people knew each other, but most of them didn't, right? A few of them
They're
did.
just coming in. Yeah.
And
Everybody's
then
just coming in.
you posted something about looking for coaches, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about
Yeah.
that, where you posted that and what you said?
I did a little flyer about how I love to coach and put my picture on it. And I posted it on the local buy and sell. And people seen it and reached out. Yeah.
And one of the people that saw this is a woman who you knew from high school, who now joined the group, sees the value of it, and now she said to Janelle, I think I want to become a coach. So from that, she's now getting a partner. This is the natural, organic growth of a group of people who are having results and supporting each other. That's what happens when you are inviting people who really are ready to change.
I think what's great about that, Barbara, is
Yeah.
It's such a great example. And Janelle, like, kudos to you. Very big congratulations. Because, you know, as much as our lives have changed and we all believe that social media controls our futures, it doesn't have to. Because, you know, this is a business that's very high tech, but it's really all about the human touch. And it's how much we can humanize the technology. And in our business, it's not about selling a product or selling a program, but selling yourself and attracting people to you. And if people like you and they feel safe with you and trust you, and you can show the results using the social media as a tool, like you used the Facebook promoting the results of different people, that was a tool to attract attention, where so many people believe that, oh, I don't know if I can do this business because I don't like social media. I'm not active on social media. It's not a big deal to have a Facebook page and to share a story of something that happened to somebody, because there's a great example of how that attracted attention, and then it just basically, I guess the terminology would be, it went viral amongst the people that were seeing it. And it's interesting because there are people who are very social media savvy. I don't want to get good at things I don't like. I'm not saying I don't like social media, but I kind of liked life better when we were face to face with people and hanging out. Social media to me is just, it's the tool, and I use it to help me in communicating with everybody. But, you know, an extreme example would be if you go onto Instagram, and Barb, you know, when we talk about Rav Malik, who is, I mean, this guy is completely blowing up his business, selling the Feel Great program outstandingly on Instagram. That is the way he's choosing to build his business. He's in a different demographics, a different generation than I'm in. That's not where I want to be. Maybe, you know, as different people hear this conversation, I know there's a lot of people that I'm working with that do love social media, that are all over Instagram, who are doing exercise videos and personal training comments. And, you know, I go onto Instagram and I show a picture of me throwing a ball to my dog. My point is, this guy, if you go on Instagram and follow him, his name is spelled R-A-V like Victor .Malik, M like mother, A-L-I-K. If you just look at his posts, to me it's fascinating just to see a different way of building the business.
He's brilliant.
No, he's really good at that.
Right.
And he's as brilliant as you are in what you do with your clients and the way you communicate. And he's as brilliant as Janelle is, as the way she organically grew her business. But we've always learned, Barbara and I, and I know Judy will agree, that stories are what sell. Stories and experiences are what sell somebody and build their belief. And if they like you and trust you, it's the story and you. That's the combination. So, Janelle, I love hearing, you know, what you're putting together. And one thing I want to note on, what's super cool is that I talk a lot about making posts like on community bulletin boards and like in places. The fact that you made a post in a marketplace, I just think that's the coolest thing, because people are always on marketplaces looking for things to buy and sell. And I mean, I was on Facebook Marketplace last night because I want to sell a table, a lamp, and something. I could put a post there just to see. Who knows who's going to see it? I mean, what a clever way. And so I think that was a great idea, and everybody should try it for the fun of it. It reminds me of one of the gals that I work with who lives in a small town, went on her community bulletin board, and she was so upset because she misplaced, she was putting an ad in saying that she's a coach and has a program, and she screwed it up because she wanted to put it under the services section, but then it ended up going under the for sale section. I'll never forget the story. It reminds me of what you did. And she ended up meeting 2 clients from that. So, you know, doing crazy things. You never know. What a great idea that was.
And I'm sure, Janelle, as your group of women are meeting and walking together, as the weather warms up more and more, you're going to attract attention walking through the streets of St. Andrews. And people are going to want to know, who are these people? I really think it's in this age where everybody is behind a screen, the fact that you can take what started behind a screen and bring it into person as you're walking with all these people, it's really going to make a big difference for your community.
You're going to need to go and find some very inexpensive online company, like personalization, and make some t-shirts up. And
Yes.
here's the t-shirts. Because the walking group is a tip that I also shared with a woman that I work with who was new moving to Florida. She says, I don't know anybody here. So I told her, I said, then go make a post in the community. There's like nextdoor.com, and some people have it. And I said, put in a post that no one has to know you've never done this before. Just put a post in that says, everybody's been wondering when I'm going to be doing the next walking group. So we're all going to be meeting at the park at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. So we're starting it again. Feel free to join us. And
that's so smart.
Just, you know, making it like everybody wants to know when the walking group is going to start again. And so that's something you can do if you want to build an organic community group type of environment. Yeah, t-shirts.
Great idea. Well, the other thing that's really interesting is each one of these people who's joined Janelle really is having extraordinary results, and they become walking billboards in their community. That's part of what's happening, is they're losing substantial amount of weight. When you're dealing with people that are, you know, 50 to 100 pounds overweight, they're just shrinking, right? But they're drinking and shrinking, as Jan would say. They're shrinking right before everybody's eyes. So it's going to continue to grow like that.
Oh, your t-shirt needs to say, I drank and shrank doing Get the 21 with Janelle, and then your phone number on the back.
That's great. Cheers. I drank. Well, thank you, Janelle, for sharing that. I'm so proud of you. Really proud of what you've accomplished. So I know Debbie Keys has some laryngitis, so I'm not going to ask you to talk for very long, but I wanted you to share what you've been trying.
Well, like Jan says, stories are very powerful. So I want to tell you a really quick story if I can get through it. Many, many years ago, I was with a group of friends and family members, and I mentioned something that I thought was very relevant. And one of my aunts, who I just adored, who I thought the world of, she looked at me kind of snidely and she says, oh my gosh, Deb, everybody knows that. And it shut me down. And for years, I didn't really share things because I thought, oh, everybody knows that. And about a week or so ago, I've been in a group that I graduated from health coaching school with ever since I graduated. And I check in, I see what's going on, don't really participate. So a couple of weeks ago, I just kind of started participating. Somebody posted a question that I did know the answer to, and I put it out there. And it got a lot of, oh gosh, thanks, Deb. Really appreciate the information. So I started just tepidly getting involved. And then last week, I was traveling just scrolling through the phone, checking out posts, and somebody in this group posted, does anybody know where they're hiring coaches? So I just posted it really quick. I says, do you know what? I'm always recruiting coaches. If you're interested, message me. And that was on Friday last week, Thursday, Friday last week. 25 people have responded. 11 have made appointments to talk with me. I have one Zoom call on Thursday with a gal in Italy. I have a gal that's in the United Kingdom that would like to, when she decides, hook up a Zoom call. I've already done 4 calls and 2 of them are incredibly interested. But,
Wow.
you know, you guys all, for the most part, you that know me, you know that I absolutely adore tortoises. They're my little spirit animal. I actually have one. And it kind of brings to mind the reason that the tortoise is my spirit animal. A tortoise can never take a step forward without stretching out its neck. So it's just never giving up and never giving in. Just keep hitting it. Try something new. Do something different. Get involved. Become relevant, because if the first thing you post is, hey, I'm selling something, you're going to be discredited. But if you get involved and you're offering something of value, and then say, hey, by the way, since you know me, you like me, this is what I do. Are you interested? And it's been really, really fascinating to see the response. And I'm going to quit now.
I want to comment on that, Deb. First of all, thank you for putting yourself out there with your throat. First of all, you know, Debbie's a great example of someone who hangs in there. She was very committed to prospecting people that were in her Pilates field. And she had a list of, oh my God, I don't know, 1,000 or more.
5,700.
And I said to Debbie, I don't know, Pilates instructors, they're just, they're not that enterprising. But she says, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to plow through this list. And I mean, she could probably count on one hand how many people of that group was interested. Okay. But
Or,
was,
well,
but
that's
she was,
at some projects.
she was relentless to like follow through this list, and I want to give her 20 other ideas. Nope, I'm going to finish this list. I'm not, it's like she wouldn't look left or right. I could not get her off this list. It was making me nuts because they just, for some reason, I don't know what it is about, it's Pilates instructors are like chiropractors. I don't know. It's like chiropractors, for some reason, in 28 years with this company, I have yet to find a chiropractor that has ever shown any level of interest. The most highly credentialed interventional cardiologists appreciate this, love this, want to be a part of this, want to recommend it to their patients, but a chiropractor won't give it a second.
Nope.
It's crazy. So, and I don't know why, I just had that funny feeling, the same thing with Pilates instructors. And anyway, so Debbie had to go through that list. And then, you know, when I then said, okay, Deb, there's some other ways that I think that, you know, because she just doesn't stop. And that's what's great about her. You know, that's the expression. Winners never quit and quitters never win. But if she would have gone through that list, I bet you any other average person would have said, maybe after half the list, you know what, this isn't working. I'm like done, I'm out of here. You will never reap the rewards that this business can give you if you give up too soon, because you never know what's going to be. You never, did Debbie know a year ago that that HCI group that she's part of was going to materialize into however many people she said responded since Friday? And will
25.
any of them materialize? We don't know. But it's, if you leave because you've had people not respond or what you've done hasn't worked, you don't say this doesn't work. You say, okay, time to do something else, because there's so many different things that you can do to grow your business. And, you know, I've worked in building my business, I just enjoy meeting people through all different vehicles. Years ago, before social media was big, I would send letters. I did then when emails became fashionable, I would send group emails to hundreds of people. I put ads in little publications. Judy, didn't I meet you through an ad in a magazine? Come out of mute. How did we connect?
It was shortly after I left clinical practice as a nurse practitioner, and I had started my own education business, and I was looking for other avenues of revenue, so I didn't have to depend just on one stream of income. And I came across an ad in one of my nurse practitioner journals about this product that lowered cholesterol, lowered glucose, decreased weight. And I thought, wow, that is way too good to be true. Crazy stuff. Put it out of my mind. I couldn't put it out of my mind. I mean, I just put it aside, but I couldn't quit thinking about it because probably 90% of my patients had one or two or all three of those problems. And so I made the call, looked at the research, and the rest is history.
And back
Wow.
then, we didn't even have the coaching program back then, because I was just only working with medical professionals and physicians and nurse practitioners. And so our whole method of building our business back then was so centered on balance. 90% of my income today is from balance. We had no coaching program. We weren't searching for coaches. We were just searching for people that were in the medical profession that would have an interest in knowing about the only product of its kind in the world to lower cholesterol, blood sugar, et cetera. So, through Judy have come some extraordinary people, because she not only became passionate about the product, but that morphed into her saying, wait a minute, there's a cool business here that I can introduce to other people and gain some partnerships with like-minded people. And so, Judy, share one or two things that you might have done in your, let's call it your recruiting process. How have you met people that have teamed up with you?
Well, I really am a advocate of staying with what I call your warm market, so I'm a nurse practitioner, diabetes specialist, diabetes educator. So those are the folks that I knew the best. And in my professional career, I had just, met so many people and had many friends in the field. And as many of you may have observed, the people in healthcare are not very healthy. I was just talking to a nurse tonight about how unhealthy healthcare places are. Anyway, that was where I really focused, and people that knew me, people that were in my profession. In fact, when we finally got around to the Get Fit 21 program, that was, I bet my first group probably had 9 nurses in it. And with Jan and Barb over the years, I mean, like Jan mentioned, we've done email campaigns, we've focused on business people, we've focused on medical people, we've had all kinds of different avenues. More recently with social media. In fact, just this last Saturday, Curious Answer, I don't believe is on the call tonight, but she and I hosted a webinar, and the title of the webinar was Correcting Hormonal Imbalances and Nutritional Deficiencies. And we had about 21 people on the call, I think, and several people had asked for the recording. And like you said, you need to offer something of value, Debbie said. And what we did was we offered, we talked about balancing hormones, we talked about insulin and thyroid and all kinds of hormones. We talked about nutritional deficiencies as the way to correct those imbalances. I let my dog out of the door. I'm in the bedroom in my high rise. Anyway, we had just a really great response to that. We offered them a self-assessment so they could, something that I've gathered over the years, where they could do a self-assessment of where they're at with several hormones and nutritional deficiencies. And So we'll get those back and then talk to them and then recommend program and products that are appropriate. I will say that with the Get Fit 21s, especially since the Feel Great Pack came out, I've just really been focusing on that. I do the like Jen has the health and wellness profile. I've kind of expanded on that, so I ask a little more questions just because of my background. And then when I know where they're at and what would be helpful for them, and I tell them about the program, recommend the products, tell them why, and oftentimes there's other products that I recommend as well if they have osteoporosis and all of these other issues. We've got great products, so I just let them know. And with almost everybody I have talked to about the Feel Great Pack, they get it, and I tell them that just about everybody that goes through the program is using a meal replacement, and talk about that, and then they order that as well. I've not had pushback. It's been pretty easy to offer that and to have that as the three main products that people are using.
Judy,
How did you promote the webinar,
that was
Judy?
my question.
How did I what?
How did you promote the webinar?
All on social media, all on Facebook. I mean, I have a large number of people I have a Get Fit 21 graduate group. I put everybody in a Facebook group once they go through the program. I just put it on my personal page, I put it on my business page, and I put it in that graduate group. And Carrie did the same thing. Carrie she's also a yoga instructor. She has a group of people in that, and she has a graduate group in her personal page. So we just marketed it that way over 4 weeks.
Love the idea of the graduate group. So smart for all. You think about all the people that go through Get Fit 21.
And I have a newsletter too, just an email newsletter that I send out about once a month. So that's where I also.
Judy, you're so techie. You make me feel so inept.
So can I ask you a question, Judy, about the graduate group? Are these people that wouldn't follow you normally on your business page or your personal page? So you set them up in a separate group? Do they communicate with each other? Like, what happens in that graduate group?
It's just a place for me to periodically talk to the people that have gone through the group. We're we're all friends on Facebook because, you have to be friends on Facebook to get into the program when you're doing Facebook. And I'm a big believer in staying in contact with people over time. I mean, I have so many people. I've been doing this now for almost 17 years. And like Jen said, it's, you have customers that repeat over and over. You also have customers that are with you for a long time, and then all of a sudden they disappear. And then all of a sudden they come back.
Mm-hmm.
And so by staying in touch with newsletters and the graduate group, it's just a way for me to periodically, say when the new, like the Feel Great Pack comes out, or we're having the webinar, whatever.
Great.
That's great advice.
Thank you, Judy. I'm gonna just, let's see if I can pull up something to show, if I can just do a screen share here. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna do, can you guys see my screen yet? Tell me when you can.
Now we can.
Okay, so, I love working in what's called the cold market. I love meeting people from everywhere and anywhere. And, I became acquainted with LinkedIn. And so I set my LinkedIn page to share a bit about my background. Let's see if it comes up here. You can go on LinkedIn and read about my background. But, what I did was I wanted to meet people. This is just another thing to do if you do want to use social media, which is something that I haven't done for several years with this venue, but it's something I did that was very effective. I was connecting with people, and I was looking for dietitians. And so I saw this person, and I had a pre-written, look, you can see it's back from 2019, but I said, hi, Kristen, hoping to connect with you. I'm developing a team of coaches for the expansion of an international preventive metabolic science company. Look forward to your reply. I was doing this right as Get Fit 21 was getting launched. So it was kind of a new environment. And then she would connect, and I sent a letter back that said, thanks for making the connection on your profile. I was attracted to your experience in diabetes management, sports nutrition, and heart health. For that reason, I reached out to you because I'm responsible for selecting health and lifestyle coaches to be part of the expansion of an international preventive health metabolic science company. Over the last year and a half, our program launched and exceeded the beta test expectations. We're seeking additional coaches nationally who would enjoy the opportunity to facilitate our online group coaching program. This venue fosters additional financial independence alongside any coaching, business, or private practice one might have. The providers and coaches with whom we work consistently affirm this to be reflective of their passion for helping others and find a complementary both to their training and their career. If you would like to explore this program, once we determine a mutual interest, our initial conversation will be brief. At that point, I'll provide online information for you to examine and research further. Please reply here or text my mobile, or to my mobile will render a sooner reply. And so I just signed my name, and everybody that works as our team is known as Health Practice Advisors. So everybody, all of you are a member of Health Practice Advisors. If you wanted to market yourself as a professional recruiter, I'm happy to share this letter, which we can tweak a little bit. And, you reference yourself as a professional recruiter, as a Health Practice Advisors recruitment specialist. And so, that is one way that if you want to go into LinkedIn and you want to search, just going to type in nurse practitioners, and you can do this internationally. I'm actually doing this with somebody that I work with in another country, and she's doing it in her country, LinkedIn. And it's really amazing. We were on Zoom screen sharing together, and we were looking at all the people that came up that, were in her country, and she's doing the same exact concept that I did when we first launched Get to 21. She's doing it in her country. So, just sending out the connect with the brief little comment, and when they respond, you don't know what these people are looking for. And, how many prospects are here? So let's say you did 10 a day. That's 50 contacts a week that you could just be making free contacts with. Okay, this doesn't cost you anything but time and patience. So I wanted to just share that because I haven't been utilizing this because I can't keep up with all of the work that I have right now. However, I wanted to just bring this to your attention, and if it's something anybody wants to do, either that's live on this call or who hears the recording of this call, reach out to me, and I'd be very happy to walk you through this and train you on how this process works. So that was one thing I wanted to show. And here's something else that's cool. I wouldn't have thought to do this, but I'm working with a young lady. She's brand new. Her name is Akansha Aku, and she's in India. And she's a beautiful, talented, bright person with a very strong passion for health, wellness, nutrition. And she actually even owns a bakery where she produces healthy baked goods from her home in her town in India. And this was her idea. She actually came up with she wanted to run an ad similar to LinkedIn, but she was doing it on Upwork. And I said, go ahead and write for me what you would write, and then I'll refine it. And I helped her refine it. And she sent me a message, and this is the example of the letters. Let me just scroll up. I said to her, show me some of the responses. So here's, she calls them proposals, the responses. My name is Sarah. I'm a certified health coach with IIN and currently a nutrition student. I've been working with And then this person, and Arafat, and this person, Darkon, and these are people from her part of the world, but she said most of them are sports trainers, dietitians, and nutritionists based out of the USA, US, UK, and Egypt. But we do business in the UK. We do business in Egypt. You know, she's in the Middle East. In India, she can work that market. So it's so interesting. And, you know, she basically took the letter that I gave her to write. You know, I gave her the letter to write. She then, for the ad, I then gave her, this is the follow-up letter she's sending to all of them now. I'll be present with her on all of those. She said, I've received about 15 proposals, so how many should I schedule per week? These are appointments of people that want to meet her.
Wow.
So I said, Aku, it's a lot of replies. We're going to need to research all their time zones to compare with ours. Keep sending me all of them so I can observe and send you some example replies if I see someone special. So, you know, she says, I know, right? Sure, we'll send them first thing in the morning. So I just want to show you that there's ways to be creative in building your business that go beyond just your neighborhood. I mean, yes, work your neighborhood, work the people that you know, work your peer group, work with the people like Palmyra works in the healthcare system in New York. And, you know, the first thing she was saying to me is, oh my God, you know, you train health coaches for your healthcare system, don't you, Palmyra? Okay,
Yes.
and so the first thing you were saying is how they're all getting laid off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the first thing that came to your mind is, wow, I can probably help a lot of these health coaches and offer them this business opportunity, right?
Yes.
So that's the first thing that she's going to do to grow her business. Well, her first step was to get acquainted with the products, which she's already, how do you enjoy your products?
I tried 3. I tried the balance today. I tried the matcha,
That's
and
the
I
thing.
tried the unicity. What's that? For the cholesterol?
For the balance.
Balance.
Yes, the balance. Yes. So far I tried 3 products.
Did you say your
So I
husband?
have a few people that are interested, but I want to try them first so I can explain how to use them.
But you said was it you today that told me your husband stole 5 packets?
Yes, he did.
You love the matcha. It's
And I
fun.
have to hide them.
So she's going to become passionate, and she'll share in her peer group because she'll have a wide net, you know, amongst the people that she knows, and you know, but eventually migrate into these other directions, whether it be in a Facebook group or in LinkedIn or in Upwork or in, there's so many places that nobody has an excuse that they can't build this business. It just requires patience. It requires doing the numbers. You know, I had probably 5 or 6 calls with people this week, and of the 5 or 6, 1 or 2 people will be teaming up with me that I'm choosing to work with. 3 of the others, I don't know that I want to work with them. I'm very selective about who I want to work with. So, you know, at this point, I want even all of you to always be selective about who you work with, because this is a business about relationships. And when you meet people that you know, and you know, you want to share it with people that you know. But even in my life, I have friends that I haven't shared this with, and they said, why didn't you ever tell me about your business? And I said, because I could choose who I work with. And if I worked with you, you would drive me nuts. So, you know, I've always been selective about who I want to work with. So someone, I can tell them in a millisecond on a phone call, someone's going to be annoying. I don't want to really pursue it. But when somebody is going to be a personality that I really like, it's worthy of my attention. And I may have to go through many people to find just the few people that I really want to work with. And so do you. And that's why truly patience is a virtue in this business. And I would invite you all to be creative. Think about all the different ways that you can reach out and expand your network for clientele and for partners. If you want to make serious income in this business, it's going to be about developing partners, because you can only have so many clients that you can manage at once. And if you have partners who have their own clients, and you are teaching them the ropes of this business, corporate rewards you for that. It's no different than, one of my medical practices that has 9 cardiologists in it started with one cardiologist who I'm very close with. And she said to me, I could never take on all these patients. And that's why I brought on Zakaya. And then they brought on another one and another one, because they were sharing the responsibilities. But yet she was earning a percentage of every one of the productivity of all the cardiologists in the group, because she taught them the ropes. She showed them everything about the hospital and how to do everything. So everything in business is about being rewarded financially for your efforts. And if you want to be rewarded the most significantly long-term, you're like a practice of health professionals or health providers, and you're going to be rewarded for teaching them the ropes. And I encourage you, once you're really cozy and comfy with our products, if you're brand new listening to this recording or live here tonight, once you're cozy and comfortable with our programs, whether it's Get Fit 21 or it's Feel Great or just cozy with providing product to somebody, do not hesitate to develop a partner team, because it is the most rewarding personally, because you feel so great when you help other people be successful in their business, professionally because you feel like a success, and financially because that's where the greatest reward is. What do they say? You rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts, or do you want to make 100% of your own? So you don't want to work hard in life, you want to work smart. And the word leverage is what it's all about. Developing a leveraged income where your income is not just about what you do every day. So get your creative on, start thinking, think about some of the stuff you heard tonight, and put down some ideas and run them by us. And maybe it's something we've done before and we could dig out some potential collateral to help you organize an ad or organize a post or organize a letter, because there isn't anything we haven't done. Right, Barb?
That's right. In fact, one of the things I wanted to comment is that through the years, talking to so many people, like Debbie posted one ad or made one comment and got 25 people, she's getting experience, practice talking to those 25 people. The first person she talks to, she won't be as fluent as by the time she gets to the 25th person. This is really what it's about. We are getting better at what we're doing every day. And it is, you begin to know how to respond to objections. You begin to know how to answer questions and lead people to understand why this program would be good for them. But at the beginning, you don't know how to do that. It's something that you have to practice. And it's fun when you have a call and the person didn't work out, but you said, what did you learn from that? You get the experience. So that was my comment.
So I want to wrap up and just say that I think this was a really important topic. I think that for anyone that's going to listen to this recording, really think about the direction you want to take your business and understand that it's going to require you prospecting in multiple directions. Keep it close to home in the beginning, but start to let your wheels spin and branch out and get your creative on. This is where you get your creative juices flowing. You can do anything you want with this. I mean, if Janelle can place a coaching ad in a marketplace and get attention, that was the story of the night. That was great. So thank you to Debbie for sharing, Janelle, Judy, all of you for being here. And for those of you listening, you should have been here because we had a lot of fun. Anyway, everybody have a great evening and a great week. And let's get our creative.
See you next Tuesday.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.